Hey guys, it's me, Devin again. One time I took a bad test was in high school. It was a math test actually, and I used to have a little cheat code, if you will. I used to memorize all the formulas per section, and I would look at my notes in the hallway right before I got in the classroom, and I would just memorize the formula. And that way, as soon as we got our paper test, I would write down the formula at the top of the test, which I got in trouble a lot because my teachers thought I was cheating, but that's beside the point. I remember one time in particular, my teacher caught on to this, and she actually made two tests, if you will, and it just so happens that I got the other test, not the main test, which I thought was incredibly unfair because to me I felt attacked because I thought then, and honestly I still feel this kind of the same way looking back, that I got the second test because they thought I was cheating and they wanted to see if I wasn't cheating. So most of the regular test, which most of my peers got, was a normal math test. It had just the equation that they wanted you to fill out. My math test was nothing but it was words, but it also had the equation in the words, but the equations were different. It was like almost written backwards, which I know math forwards or backwards doesn't matter, but to me I felt like it was a disadvantage because everybody else could just look one way and I'm looking backwards, if you will. And I ended up getting a 90. I think I got a 98 on that test, and it was the highest grade in the class. And I remember very distinctly my teacher pulled me aside and asked me how I was cheating. Instead of asking me anything else, she was like, "How are you cheating?" Because I also noticed that she waited longer to give us out the test than normal. So it was just a bunch of weird things all together that made me feel like it was just a bad situation, and I felt singled out because I didn't notice too many other people getting the second test. It was just me and maybe one other person. So I thought that was incredibly unfair. One thing that could have made that experience better was just give me the regular test, or instead of calling me out at the end of class or the next day, pull me aside and say, "Hey, what are you doing? How are you doing this?" But don't be accusatory. Try to find out and understand why. For me, my question for you guys is, have y'all ever had a test that you was given a different test than anybody else? Or was half the class one test and half the class another test? Thank you.